Hello all, welcome to NetSet OS. Today in this video we'll be discussing the same problem, ways to decode by dynamic programming approach. If you're visiting my channel for the first time, I'll recommend you to visit ways to decode problem by recursion and memoization approach first so that you can have a clear understanding of this problem. So let's get started. First, the question is, given a digit sequence, count the number of possible decodings of the given digit sequence. Let's say for an example 12, which is in string form. Here we need to check out what are the ways to decode this particular digit. First of all, we will have a single digit decoding. Here we used to check out the number with respect to alphabets. One can have A and 2 is B alphabetically. And also this is by single digit. But if we see by two digits, 12 is also in our alphabet series. 12 represents L. So we can say there are two possible ways to decode 12. Now this is for just two digits. What if we have 4 digits, 5 digits, more than that? How we can decode it and how many possible ways are there to decode this particular digit? So here we will see for 4 digits. So the first step is to have an resulting array. If our input array is of 4 digits, our resulting array will be of 5 digits, as like this, where we will fill the 0th index of resulting array as if we are given the empty string. So for decoding empty string, there is only one possible way to give an empty string. So we can say as 1. This represents for empty string, and for first index array of this result represents, let's say, 1, 2, anything lying between 1 to 9 will have just one possible way to decode. So we can say result 0 is equal to 1 and result for first index will also be 1. Now our input array, which is for first index. We will start always from first index. First we will see for single digit and then for double digit. For single digit, we need to check out whether this 1 is lying between 1 to 9 or not. If it is having 0, it will return 0 then and there. Now here we have 1. If we have single digit as 1, copy the previous element. I have already 1 in my resulting array. So what I'll do, I'll just copy the last element in my resulting array. Then secondly, I will check for the double digit. Double digit represents 11 over here. So for 11, I need to check out it should lie up till 26 because our alphabet series just contain A to Z till 26. So we need to make sure that double digit should be lying within 26. So here it is 11. If it is within 26, what I'll do, I'll take last two elements and we'll have a sum as like this. Now we will check for the next element. It is 1. So if single digit lying between 1 to 9, I will copy the previous element. So this 2 will be copied over here. And then I will check the double digit. Double digit should lie within 26. So 11 is lying within 26. So what I'll do, I'll sum up the last two elements as 3. Now we will check for next index where single digit is 2. It is lying between 1 to 9. So I will copy the last element and then I will check the double element 12. 12 is lying within 26. So I will sum up last two elements as 5. And hence the last element of our array will be the possible ways to decode 1112. So what we exactly did? I took a number, then I made a resulting array. Now, so as to make resulting array, I will take the array for 5 and then I will have an index over here for which the 0th index and 1 index will be 1 because 0th index is for empty string and 1th index if the element has 1, 2, 3 up till 9, which if we decode will have just one possible way to decode. Then we will start with first index of our input array where we will check for single digit. If it is lying between 1 to 9, we will copy the previous element and then we will check for two elements. 11, if it is within 26, we will take sum of last two elements and will sum up here. And then we will check for the next index. First, for single element, I'll copy the last one. Then I will check for two elements, 11. 11 exists in our alphabet series. So, 2 plus 1 as 3. Then for 2 and 12. If both exist, 2 plus 3, 5. So this is how we can have number of possible decoding through tabular method. This is the algorithm. First, I need to make a new array with result. First step, to make 0th index and 1 index of resulting array as 1. Then we will start iterating from first index of input array and here we will check for single digit. If it is lying between 1 and 9, copy previous element. Then we will check I. This should be I minus 1 and I. For double digit, if it is lying between 10 and 26, sum up last two elements and the last element of our resulting array will be the ways to decode. Let's understand this with one more example. Here I have 8491. First, I'll make a resulting array. Then I will fill the index where the 0th index and first index will be 1. Now I will start with first index of our input array. First is 4. Is 4 lying between 1 and 9? Yes. So I'll copy this and then I will check for double digit 84. But 84 is not in our alphabet series. So here I won't be doing the sum. I'll just copy the previous element for 1 for single digit. Now we will iterate to the next element where I have 9. For 9 we have I. So I will copy the last element which is 1. Then I will check for double element as 49. 49 is also not in our alphabet series. So here also I won't be doing sum. Then I will iterate for the next element where I have 1. 1 is for A. So I will copy the last element of our resulting array. Then I will check for double elements is 91. 91 is also not in our alphabet series. So here the last element of our resulting array is 1. That means there is just one possible way to decode 8491. Here also the same strategy as recursion, where we will check for single digit as well as double digit at each point. The same strategy I followed in Tableau method. Now let's implement this strategy into Python program. So I'll go to PyCharm. So here I have my Python program in front of my screen. So first of all, we will make a resulting array. Then the first step, the 0th index and 1 index of resulting array, we will keep it as 1. And here we will start iterating in our input array, let's say 8491. Here we will start iterating from first index, as we want single element and the double element. Then we will check in V1 and V2. This is V1 and this is V2. In V1 we will check for single element, and in V2 we will check for double element. Right? Then for V1 we will check if our element is lying between 1 to 9. If it is having the first element as 0, it will return 0 then and there, because we don't have any alphabet paired up with 0th element. Similarly, we will check for V2. It should lie between 10 to 26. If the number is beyond 26, it won't be going inside this if. And then we will also check whether resulting array should not have 0 in our middle of our array, because for the first element of our array we have already checked. Let's understand this with an example. Here I'll take input array as 1 to 0, 4, where 0 is in middle of the element. So first of all, I'll make the resulting array of 5 elements. The index over here, 0th index and 1 index will have 1. Then we will start iterating from 2, the first index. So first of all, I'll check for 2. Is 2 lying between 1 and 9? Yes. So it will copy the last element over here. Then I will check for 12. Is 12 lies between 10 and 26? Yes. So it will sum up 1 plus 1 as 2. Now, when we have the middle element as 0, it says to return 0 then and there. So here we will have 0. Here it shows when it iterate for I, it always keep on check for I plus 1 also. Here the middle element, if it is 0, it will return 0 then and there. Then it will iterate for the next element, which is 0. 0 is our single element. So for single element, it sees whether single element lies between 1 and 9, not 0. So it won't be copying here. It won't be going inside if condition. Then for 2 elements, the double element is 20. 20 is T. So it will take last 2 element 1 plus 0 as 1 over here. And then it will iterate for the next element, which is single element as 4. 4 lies between 1 and 9. So it will go inside if condition and it will copy the last element. Then for the double element, it's 0, 4. Here we have a condition. Double element should lie between 10 and 26. If it is not between 10 and 26, it won't be doing sum and will have only 1 over here. For the single element, it will copy the previous element. So if we check for 1204, the last element, which is 1, which shows there is only one possible way to decode 1204. Let's check for this. Here I have 1204 and here when I run this, I got one possible way. So here in the program, we need to keep a check on the first element. If it is 0, it will return 0. Also, we will keep a check on the middle element. If middle element is 0, it will return 0 also. So these are the few things which we need to keep in mind while going for number of possible decoding. So hope you understood this dynamic programming concept. So if you like my video, please give a like, comment and share my video. Thank you.